And I was there. I was a big one.
Say hi. Is there anything you need to move? Oh. I can move. They're open.
Yeah, they're open.
So, really made it.
All right, hello. I did not give myself enough time to film this video, let alone I have 2 videos filmed. They both need to be finished. And I had another video I wanted to film. Well, kind of 2. But they're not gonna happen because I didn't time manage today well. So we're finishing one video today. So I am finishing the book club video that I did. It was super fun. It was our first book club meeting, if you will. We read The Silent Patient, which I talked about in my previous video. I ended up giving this book 4 stars because I thought the twist was really good, and overall I really liked the story and the characters and all the psychology bits. It was super interesting. Definitely many times while I was reading it, super creeped me out, and I was like, why am I reading this in general, but also why am I reading it before bed? But the ending, specifically, it's like the very ending of like how the character feels as a result of something, and it sort of feels like the author wanted this outcome, and for me personally it didn't feel motivated. It didn't feel like it actually reflected his character, so that's why I gave it 4 stars. Also, if I'm not thinking about the book a ton after I finish it, that also like makes me decide if it's a 4 or 5. Like if I think about the book constantly after I'm done reading it, like month after month, it's definitely like a 5 star. I really want to see this turned into a movie, but I wouldn't say I'm like absolutely obsessed with it. I'm surprisingly more obsessed with The Shining, which I read last year for like my sort of like horror thriller book. And that one I think about constantly, and it actually does make me want to read more Stephen King books. So that's kind of how I gauge how I star some things, but it was still overall solid, so that's why it's a 4. So we met up at Temple, which is one of my favorite coffee shops. So it's nice being back in my hometown where I can be near that. And then we went to 2 local bookstores. The first one, well, they both have used books, but I'd say the first one, Time and Tested, has like way more used books. It was very pretty though, gorgeous lighting. I loved how everything in there was like made of wood. So it had very like that antique sort of old feeling, and we found like a lot of really pretty poetry books. But it ended up being Beers Books. Yeah, I think it's called Beers Books, where I found 3 winners. I'll just tell you what they are and explain why I got them. So This is Othello. It is a used copy. It is a Folger Shakespeare edition. It was only $3, which is way better than on Amazon. I think they were trying to sell a new one for like $9 or something. Basically, I need this for one of my English classes. It's my second English class that I have in the afternoon. It is Anglo-Saxon to the 1780s, and this is one of, I think, the only Shakespeare one that we're reading, which is really funny to me because I have done so much Shakespeare in school, specifically on Othello, and I've seen so many movies, so it'll be interesting to dive into it like 15 years later and see if I glean anything more interesting or different than I did from when I was younger, or what my teachers at the time provided. I really like my professor, so we shall see. So, and then the other thing I got is more of I guess it's kind of like a keepsake. So I got this small little copy of A Midsummer's Night's Dream. It was, look how old it is, guys. And it was only $8.50. It was printed, so I believe this is the 13th edition because it has all the editions in here, and the very last one listed is the 13th edition, November 1905. So I believe this was printed in 1905. Look at this. Like, it has a little like sheer cover over it. Shakespeare's comedy A Midsummer Night Dream with preface glossary by Israel Galansis. London, published by J.M. Dent. Look at that. This little book is so gorgeous. So I got it to match its kin. Hold on, I want to see if there's anything in here else that like shows its like predate. Oh yeah, it is a 13th edition, so it's confirmed right there. So I got it because, so last year, no, it was the year before, 2023. We're in 2024. I went to Paris in 2023. I went to Edinburgh and Dublin in 2022. So I got its kin. I got King Henry VIII. I got this in Edinburgh. I believe, I think this was it. I think it was 12 euros. So again, they don't sell these ones for a ton, which is kind of amazing. It is the stage play of this. What edition? So thanks to the kind permissions of Messrs. and Macklin & Co. Limited, the text of the stage Shakespeare is printed from the Globe edition of 1900, which in general is that the celebrated Cambridge Shakespeare. So this was printed in 1900, which is wicked cool. They also have photos in here from the stage performance, I believe. Oh no, it's not the stage performance, it's just art pieces. So this is like an art piece, I guess showing, let me see, Stephen King, him as the king. It is a painting, the Kemble family in the trial scene. So an artist painted a scene from King Henry VIII, and they have that in here. I thought they had photos from the stage play too. Am I crazy? Anyways, so now I have two of these little red book gems. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, I have to have it. They're not exactly the same size, but they're still like almost perfect. So I had to have it. I feel like honestly there's not a ton of books I want to buy right now because I still have so much on my shelf that I need to read. So I was very specific about what I got in this haul. And this was a little treat. This was also under $10. Sorry, my eye is leaking. The Book of Practical Witchcraft. No guys, I'm not becoming a witch. I wish I was a magical witch, but I digress. I was skimming through this book. One, it's really pretty and I love all things witchy and spooky, but basically going to be a little cheat sheet for me writing my book. The author put in a bunch of gods and deities, and she has like mini summaries of who they are and what they do. And I'm mixing in a lot of mythology, so having sort of this like glance down to see who these gods are and what they do is kind of nice. So they have Gaulish gods, Welsh gods, they have the goddesses in here too, I'm just gonna say gods, Egyptian gods, Greek gods, a lot of Greek gods, Roman gods and Norse gods, South American gods, oceanic gods, and a Greek, and then some Australian ones, I would say it's part of the oceanic. So I really like that it has sort of all gods from all walks of cultures and ancestries. So that way, like, my story doesn't follow just one type of ancestry mythology. Right now it has been particularly leaning in Celtic, but I do also have some Spanish inspiration there. I just haven't cut to that part of the world. So I haven't had much time to like explore it. So that is my little mini book haul that I got for our first day of our book club. Like I said, I've already filmed a video. I just have to like do the complete talking head and then edit it. And then I have 2 more videos that I want to do. I think I'm gonna say this in the video to hold myself to it, and then you guys can yell at me in the comments. Because sometimes with ADHD, I'll get like really excited about an idea in the moment, and then because I can't get to it, the steam dies down and I don't return to it. But these are 2 ideas that have been sort of going up and down in my brain of excitement. So I'm not gonna do a reaction by reaction for the Throne of Glass series because it's so many books. But I have read Assassin's Blade, Throne of Glass, and Crown of Midnight, and I'm currently in Air of Fire. So I thought it would be fun for you guys if I sort of did an overview of the first 3 books that I've read so far. Let's see, because after Air of Fire, we have Air of Fire, Queen of Shadows, Empire Storms. Wow, they start to get really big at that point. So maybe after, I might do a whole video for Air of Fire. That don't hold me to. We will see. It just depends, because I feel like the first 3 books, there wasn't a ton to, I loved them, so I want this is not negative. There wasn't just a ton to talk about in the sense of like, wow, this thing happened and oh my god, it shocked me. That's like end of Crown of Midnight, which is why I felt like doing the 3 leading up to Crown of Midnight for what happens in Crown of Midnight, that made sense. So depending on how Air of Fire ends and how my feelings are, and if I feel like it's worthy of a full video, then I'll do it, if that makes sense. So I want to do those 3 books for you guys and share my feelings. There will be spoilers, heads up. So if you haven't read the series, don't watch them. Read the series and then come back. And then I read Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert, and it was a very emotional journey for me in a really good way. And I kind of want to talk about, I want to do like a little video essay about what it taught me and how it's helped me grow a lot as a writer. Yeah, so that's, and then I need to do another writing video with you. The next video that I have filmed, that I filmed yesterday, it's kind of a new one, so you guys let me know what you think when it comes out. I think I've talked and rambled on long enough. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!